Abingdon's Main Street is the essence of Abingdon to me. It's old buildings and it's tree-lined streets.
We have the historic towns, so if you're into that type of subject matter, you know, it's exceptionally beautiful.
You have restaurants, the library is a block behind me, obviously shopping, the theater, the Martha Washington Inn, and I'm a block and a half from the Creeper Trail.
The laid-back atmosphere, I think there's not a rush. A traffic jam for us is 10 cars in a line.
The neat thing about Zazzy's that has happened just serendipitously is the fact that all ages come in here. There's a little toddler in there having breakfast, and in a minute we'll have some of the oldest citizens in Abingdon come in for their morning coffee, and in the middle of it will be all the young mothers who are out for their run on the Creeper Trail and coming in for a cappuccino afterwards. And we call it a happy place, and it is a happy place.
When you put it up to your nose and it smells like pure olives, it's good oil. The real
It's a tasting gallery, so you come in and we start people with a few tastes just to get them interested in what it is. We blend the oils and vinegars for them to see how they blend together, and that's when it gets really fun and creative for them, and they realize that they're the creative artists for their own palates as well.
Hold your spoon.
When we named it 128 Pecan, people are like, well, no, what's the name of it? And I said, that's the name of it. It's also the address. You know, when you've got 5 trout going, 4 salmon, 3 pastas, 2 steaks, 1 medium well, 1 medium, you need 4 orders of sauteed vegetables, 2 potatoes, and all this is going on at the same time, that's when the magic happens. It's very satisfying, you know, just to create something for people. I look at it as like we're a little art gallery, putting out, you know, inexpensive plates of art.
Remember the old-fashioned sort? Old bones and no bins. My wife.
Barter Theatre has done a couple of things for Abingdon. It gave it the arts and a real foundation for culture. Culture from the outside, you know, from New York and from the Western world, from European theater and all of that. But also from the very beginning in Abingdon, Barter began to tell the stories of Appalachia. We've continued that very much today. And Barter began to celebrate Appalachia.
Abingdon was a thriving arts colony. I don't mean for 2 weeks a year. I mean a thriving arts colony all the time with lots of private working studios dotting the street. It's been a very entrepreneurial town, so it's never been stuck in any one period of history. It's always continued to grow. It's always continued to look forward and backwards. And along with that came a lot of artists. You have the William King Museum, you have the Arts Depot, and you have a host of other artistic organizations that have grown up and stayed in the town. So it's become an artistic center for the entire region as well.
At Heartwood, there's craft demonstrators that come on a regular basis. And the interaction that they have with people, you know, is really what it's all about. The visitors learn their story about why they make what they do and their passion.
I have a big enough collection at Star Museum that I can rotate it a couple of times a year if I get the time, because I'm pretty much of a one-man band. I have a costume cut from one of Marilyn Monroe's films. I have a huge plumed picture hat of Mae West. I'd always wanted one of those, but I didn't dream one might actually have survived. I have a tunic jacket of Laurence Olivier's with his name in the label.
Beer is something that really helps, in a lot of ways, build community. It helps bring people together so people can not just experience delicious craft brewed local beer, which is fresh, and they can come, like some people walk down or ride their bikes right here to the brewery and can just hang out, do a tasting, take beer home with them.
Abingdon also has the landscape, the mountains. We have the lake. Holston Lake is really neat, you know, within just a short drive from Abingdon.
I mean, you got the Appalachian Trail close by, you got the Virginia Creeper Trail, which ends just a few blocks from the brewery. You've got just all the sort of natural experiences you'd want: kayaking, climbing, backpacking, biking, mountain biking. And so that's something that sets Abingdon apart.
All right, Noah and Madison, ready to head out?
Let's go, we're ready.
The Virginia Creeper Trail was established as a national recreational trail in 1987. And our club was formed in 1989 to help maintain the trail and try to keep it safe and enjoyable for the people who use it. And that's what we're trying to encourage with this network of trails we're building here in town. More outdoor recreation, and the kids do find the outdoors as entertaining as video games if you can get them out there.
Abingdon was formed about the time of the American Revolution. It was placed here because it was on the best transportation route, of course, and that was the Great Wagon Road. And so it always was a place of intense commerce. It was the political seat, too.
Where we're standing is the Abingdon Muster Grounds. It's the last undeveloped remnant of the original muster site from 1780, where the Washington County militia mustered before they traveled south to the Battle of Kings Mountain.
In a battle that lasted for a little bit more than 1 hour, they defeated Ferguson and his men. And some say, those of us who live in Southwest Virginia agree with this, that was the turning point of the Revolutionary War.
When I first walked into Abingdon 21 years ago now to interview for the position that I hold now, I walked around men merchants, talked to some people at bed and breakfast, spent about the first 5 or 6 hours just meeting folks. And I have to tell you, I called my wife about 2 hours into town and said, "You're going to love this place, you're going to come down here, and you're never going to want to leave."
One of the programs that we do is called the College of Older Adults. It's a non-credit program, primarily in the daytime. It is taught all by volunteers. When you talk about the number of interesting people that live in Southwest Virginia, you'll find them all here taking these courses and teaching these courses. They come from every possible interest, every possible professional background, and they share these experiences they've had with other people through 6-week courses.
You're painting memories for people, because when people see a painting I've done of the Martha Washington, they're not only just seeing the Martha Washington through the filter that I've put on it, you know, in my mind, but they're also seeing all their memories of being at the Martha Washington. When you do that, you're immediately opening up a bridge to other people's emotions. So I think an artist's responsibility to a town or to an area is to kind of show the area to itself, to the people who live there, and say, you know, look at how beautiful of a place you live in.